What's it like on the other side? Wouldn't you like to know? Hi, I'm Mattias and this is my soul perspective. I'm a hypnotherapist and a regression therapist, so I take people back to painful memories, and I say that with a smile because I like that, and I have a pen too to show that I'm important. Actually, I think the most happy people are the people that works with sort of traumatic stuff. I mean, I was a social worker before I became a regression therapist. And people always say, you're so happy and you make jokes all the time. If I had a brand, my brand would be truth, like a higher form of truth, because I love a deeper wisdom. That's how I sort of preface truth, like a deeper truth. Second, love. I mean, that's really what life's all about. And I don't mean like in the romantic sense, where I long for him, I love him so much. Not that kind of love, the deeper, sort of the connection, knowing that, you know, you and I are part of like the same source. And why would I want to hurt you? Because hurting you would be like hurting myself. I think I have something in my eye. So why would you do that? And laughter. I mean, if you can't laugh at yourself or other people, but I suppose you've noticed that a lot of people can't really laugh at themselves. Well, I think that would be a hard time going through life like that. I love laughing at myself. I think it's fun to laugh at other people too, you know, not in a bad way, of course. So, what's it like on the other side? You know, a lot of people try to describe it, and many people do describe it. But I would say this, every encounter people have is a very personal one, and they recall it or retell it in the way it is processed through them with their previous experiences. We can have 10 people seeing the exact same thing, but you will get 10 points of view of what they experienced. So I think it's important not to take what people say so literal and expect that to be what happens to you. I mean, of course, there's a theme. People, you know, going through a tunnel or seeing light, and no one ever says like it was terrible or I felt so tormented, I wanted really to come back to life. No, the physical life. Everyone say how much love they felt and no judgment, even from the people they meet and stuff like that. So that sort of gives you an idea. There's some basis there, right? But if people report that they see waterfalls or trees or small people, a lot of people see very small people all the time. And that's okay. I'm sure there can be very, very tiny people walking around. But don't get too like focused on what people say, because people, they process it through their own minds. There's nothing to fear, really. I can tell you that. Don't be afraid. Which also should make you feel like, you know, really go for it in this life. We are here on such a short amount of time, really. I mean, how fast doesn't like a year go, or 10 years? It passes really quickly, and it's really wasted time if we don't make the most out of it. If we're not as kind as we can be to each other and ourselves. It starts with ourselves. If we, you know, treat ourselves like crap, of course we can't really be that fantastic to other people either, of course. But if you know that death is nothing to be fearful of, it's like a passage. People always say like life and death, they're the opposites, but they're not. You have birth, and that's sort of a doorway passage into a physical realm in your life. And you have the physical experience, and then you have death. Death is not opposite life. It's a passage, a door into more life, but it's different life. It's higher form of life. It's higher energy. And you know, if energy really resonates at a really sort of high frequency, it can't be physical, because that's sort of a lower frequency. The density, that's the physical realm. So there's nothing to fear, but that also should inspire you to do the most of your own time here. If people can't come together and surrounding how everything looks and feels and the exact order of how everything happens on the other side, that doesn't mean it isn't true, or that you should just sort of dismiss it as, you know, fantasies or not something substantial, because you can't really get a group of people to really agree on what's going on this planet. Some people think the earth is flat, and some people think it's round. Most people. Some people think there's a lot of hate in the world. A lot of people see love. Some people feel unity, other people feel separation, and unconsciously keep that separation going even further. So if we can agree on how life looks here on Earth, of course we can agree on it, on the other side as well, especially as human beings. I think experience what we need. Try to infuse your physical being and your physical life with a secure knowing that everything's gonna be fine. And when you lose someone, we've all lost people. And if you haven't yet, you will. That's a guarantee. If you live long enough, you will lose someone you love and care about. That's what we say anyway. Because there's a great separation and pain that I would never dismiss with losing someone physically. Because physically, if you love someone and you want to feel their scent, their laughter, the way they look at you, the way they give great hugs or whatever. And that's very painful to lose that. But this is what I've found with family members. I've lost family members very quickly and unexpectedly. And in a sense, I feel even closer to those people now because they're like, there's nothing coming between us. I mean, I miss the physicality part of them, but I don't always miss everything about their humanness, because humanness, when I say that, I mean everybody have good and bad sides, and the ego structure is very much part of the human part of the being, the soul in the human. The soul stands for the love, unconditional love. But when someone loses their physical form and passes through that door, you have them at your beck and call, really, if you allow them to be very close to you. That's really, I think I'm going to end it on that note. Please like, subscribe, and check out my Instagram, mattiassoulperspective. And I have a Twitter also. I haven't really began using it yet. Just hit me up with a comment what your thoughts are about the non-physical part. How do you think it looks? And do you have any fears regarding it? And also, do you feel like I should expand more on it? Okay, bye.